Hi everybody, this is Monica from Huckleberry Mountain Botanicals.
Lindy.
And Lindy.
Oh, sorry, I started talking over you.
I know, that's what you do. Anyway, I am kind of excited about what we're making today. I've actually been talking about making this. Lindy's getting us on the prepared homestead. Making this for several weeks now, and I've just been kind of putting it off. But we're, in full-on summer at this point, and okay, yes, full-on as in like 2 days ago. But we are, and that means that mosquitoes and other bugs are coming out. And if you're like us and enjoy your time outside, going down by the water or hiking through the forest, a lot of bugs get on there. Hi, Sean. Get on you, and it's, well, frankly, annoying. It bugs me. Okay, so what we're gonna do today is make a natural bug spray. When you look at some of the ingredients that are in the typical bug spray, it's actually really disturbing. There's a lot of toxins, and our skin
Absorbs.
absorbs.
It just absorbs everything right in there.
Right. So when you think, oh, I'm just putting lotion on my face or on my body, you're not just putting it there. You're actually absorbing things into your body through your skin. And when you spray toxins out of desperation because you're getting eaten alive by mosquitoes on your skin, it's absorbing into your bloodstream and into your body. So we're going to make something that allows us not to have to spray toxins on our body. And it's fun. And it's herby. Okay. So I'm gonna give you a list of the ingredients. I will be putting this either on my blog or free content. I'm thinking it's gonna go on the free content area. So you'll be able to jump over there, and that's on my Academy website. You get over there and check out the free content. And you can also look at other stuff that allows you to preview some of the content within our other courses. But in the meantime, I'm gonna just kind of list out the ingredients. And what I want you to remember is this is herbalism, so it does not have to be perfect. And this is, what do you call it? It's not specific, it's, okay, I'll think of it in a minute.
What?
The kind of herbalism where you're just kind of folky. Yes, it's like folk, herbalism. So don't get specific. You don't have to get all picky about measurements and, not be exact. I'm going to tell you about one thing that you need to be a little bit exact on so that your bug spray stays good longer. But other than that, don't worry about having exactly. Okay, so I'm doing spearmint, lavender flower, yarrow flower, which the leaf would be just as fine. I just didn't happen to have that. I have very little yarrow flower left, and I had no yarrow leaf left. I'm also using lemongrass and then some cloves. Oh, and tansy. This is actually wilted. I got it fresh, and it allowed it to wilt for a little bit. I would prefer to use it dry, but what I did is just double the amount of tansy that I used. Now, each one I'm going to use 2 teaspoons of the herb to a half a cup of water. Actually, 3/4 of a cup of water. Sorry, 3/4 of a cup of water. And let it sit. So I did that with this one earlier. So we'll go ahead and make one together here. Lindy, can you start measuring out 2 of all those? And I'm gonna chop, we want this tansy chopped up. Now, if you do not have tansy growing on your property, good for you. Here in Idaho, and I think in a lot of other states, it's a noxious weed. So if you live in Idaho or other places where it is a noxious weed, and you don't have property that it's growing on, find a homesteader or someone who owns a little bit of property. Can you not clink? Sorry, thank you. I can't hear myself when she clinks. Find someone that has a little bit of property and ask them, do you have tansy growing? And the answer will likely be, yeah, and I hate it. And you could just go out there and do some wildcrafting. Don't take too much. You don't need that much. You know, to get a couple of tablespoons to make this, you only need a few leaves, and then just dry them as whole stems, and then you can easily pull the leaf off just by crumbling it and getting it. You don't want to use a lot of tansy.
Hi, Kana.
Hi, Kana. You don't want to use a lot of tansy because it actually can be stimulating, but a little bit is great, and it really is a great bug repellent. At times that I don't have sprays on me or anything that I can use, I'll grab some regular tansy and just rub it on. The thing is, you have to reapply these more natural products about every 30 minutes in order for it to stay active. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to be sitting around grabbing more tansy and rubbing it on all the exposed places in my body. Looks kind of weird and witchcrafty anyway. I don't know. Anyway, all right. So I've got. Yes. Oh well, I get to be an herbalist.
Oh, okay.
All right. So I'm doubling up, and I'm just gonna squeeze. I don't even know why I'm measuring it.
Hi, Kim.
Just putting it in. Hi, Kim. I'm just throwing it in there. Now, this is when we get to really be herbally. This is exciting.
Mortar and pestle.
Mortar and pestle.
Question. Which one's the mortar? Which one's the pestle?
That's the pestle, isn't it? And that's the mortar?
Is it?
I think so.
Is it really?
Does it matter?
Comment if you know.
It goes together. Like peanut butter and jelly. Does it really matter which is which? Okay.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, so this is what's going to happen. You're going to put it in what I believe is the mortar. And then you're going to crush it. You get to be like, you know, that kind of old school. You can put it in a grinder if you want to, but gee, really, if you have one of these, why not use it? And it just makes you feel like one of those old-timey herbalists.
You mean witches?
No! I mean old-timey herbalists. Okay. All right, so we're just crushing this up. And what I did is I measured 2 teaspoons of the cloves when it was whole. And so it's not going to be...
Hi, Shamra. Shamra's watching on Prepared Homestead.
Oh, hi, Shamra. Nice to see you. Well, see you. All right, so I'm crushing this up. It kind of flies everywhere, and that's okay. Just press it down and crush it up.
Hello, Miranda. Hello, David.
Hi, David. Hi, Miranda. Okay, so I've got it now, and you can see it's not powder, but it's pretty crushed, and so I'm gonna throw it in here.
Yep.
And then, okay, you can get measury if you want to. I didn't measure when I did my first one, but I'll measure here. Can you put 3/4 of a cup, please? Mm-hmm. And hopefully it'll fit, and we'll just throw it right in here. When you get it in here, you can stir it slightly using a chopstick. Remember, we like those chopsticks to get that water under, and then you want to cover it as soon as you can. Why? Because we have those volatile oils, those essential oils that are going to want to come out with the steam.
Yeah, what are we going to cover it with?
We'll take this lid here because I'm going to be emptying that. Oh, okay. Let's see. Ooh. All right, perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, we can just, that smell, it smells really good.
It smells so good. But it doesn't smell good to the bugs.
No, bugs don't really like it. I mean, the mint, the lemongrass.
Mortar is the bowl.
Thank you. I was right.
I didn't say you were wrong.
But I was right.
You
Okay.
were right.
All right. Now, I am going to highly recommend you have one of these, and I was going to measure it into this, but I need my cloth. I forgot a couple of things, so just hold on. Don't go anywhere.
Hey.
Oh.
Hurry.
I'm trying.
Hey, by myself.
All right, whatever. I'm going to do it this way because we have to improvise, people. Sometimes you don't get to do things the way you really thought or ought to. It doesn't matter. We're improvising. Okay, so I'm going to take my previously made infusion and put it through this coffee filter, strategically placed on top of this funnel that will make it go into here. And it will make sense as to why I'm doing it in a measuring cup in a second, as soon as this strains out. I would really like to squeeze these herbs.
Sherma says you guys are even funnier after a glass of wine.
Have I had one? No. Well, are you suggesting that I just start drinking more Shamrock? Oh, maybe you mean we're funnier after you have a glass of wine. Okay.
Oh!
All right. Makes sense. You're not telling us to imbibe more.
Right.
Okay. All right. So now I am going to look here, and I have about 4.5 ounces. Now, why is this important? Because now we need to add the alcohol. This is when a little bit of math is going to come into play. You need to, very little math. So you need to do the exact same amount of alcohol as you have water, as this delicious smelling stuff is. You can do several different choices. Because this is external, you can use the isopropyl alcohol and make sure you mark it for external use only, because that is toxic taken internally. You need to make sure that it has like danger or has some sort of special marking that reminds you on a continual basis every time you look at it that it is not drinkable. If you're afraid you might mess that up, then you can go for the Everclear. If you don't have Everclear or can't get it in your state, which is true of some places, you can use vodka. The lowest amount you can go down to is that 80 proof, which is 40%. Because in order for this to stay good longer, it needs to be a minimum of 20% alcohol. Once you add the double on there, you're reducing the alcohol percentage by half. And this is more math. 80 proof means 40%. You're watering it down halfway to 20%. So do not go lower than that. If you want to make sure, you can do a little bit more alcohol than you have water if all you have is an 80 proof. However, if you look at the isopropyl alcohol, which by the way is cheaper, and so if you don't have that fear of drinking it, or, well, nobody should be drinking these tinctures anyway. You've got a bigger problem. But then use this. It's cheaper and it's 70%, which means if we were going to move it into proofs, which we wouldn't because we aren't drinking it, but if we were, it would be 140. So you're already at 70%. If you have this, you're at 35. Way safe, and this can last then a long time. That's what I'm going to do, because we're not going to have that issue here. We're going to make sure to mark it really, really carefully. Okay, so I'm going to go all the way up here then to 9. All right, at this point, if you want, I'm not going to, but if you want, you can add essential oils. Some essential oils, another one, clove would be good. You can add some lavender. I mean, anything that you put in here, you can add as an essential oil. Almost all of these have, well, volatile oils, essential oils in them.
Yeah, the only one would be probably.
Well, you can do yarrow. Yeah, it has, yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if they probably have that essential oil out there. I'm not sure. Okay, in order to package this up and have it usable, I'm such a recycler. I just don't think we need to spend a lot of money on things. And this is kind of sticky because I actually took an old label off of it. So I'm holding it in a little paper towel to keep the stickiness off of my hand. This was an old spray bottle, and actually it was hand sanitizer in here. So it wasn't anything that could mix bizarrely with my bug spray. These little guys are so handy for small jars. And so if you're doing any kind of herbalism long-term, if you're planning on doing this, do get some funnels that have these smaller necks so they can fit into those, cobalt bottles or the brown bottles or these small spray bottles, whatever. It just makes life a lot easier. The only warning I would give you in regards to them is to be careful when you're pouring.
Oh, because they can only hold so much.
Yeah.
And if you pour too much in the funnel, it's going to sit there. So when you take the funnel out, I totally don't know this from experience.
Right. It just pours everywhere. So be careful, when you're pouring it in there. And just look at it occasionally. Make sure that you're not, I'm probably going to go over just because we're on video now. So that's okay. You guys still like me and it won't matter. Oh, yeah. See, I do everything just so you guys can experience it.
Spoke it into existence.
All right. Well, there we go. Okay.
Well, the paper towel's coming in handy.
Very, yeah. It didn't allow it to drip too much. Okay, so I'm pouring some of it out now because I did exactly what I told you not to. I'm just giving you an example. I'm letting you see so you don't have to repeat it.
She did that intentionally.
Yes. Okay, it definitely has an alcohol-y smell. However, I think that took the stickiness off the bottle. That was nice. All right, and then I will put this in there. And like I said, at this point, if you want to add some essential oils, do it. It's perfectly fine. Just make sure to shake it. If you're going to do the essential oils, shake it really well before you do the spray. You will, like I said, want to reapply this about every 30 minutes. More often if you're swimming or if you're excessively sweating, you know, if it's really hot outside and you're running around through the forest like a fairy or something, then you might need a little bit more bug spray. Okay. So like I said, if you want to access the recipe, I will hopefully have that up by tomorrow on my free content. So just go follow the link. It should be in here and go over there and sign up for my free content. If you are not getting my in the eye newsletters, sign up for my email newsletters and you can get those updates too. And another per experience, don't spray it in your eyes. It's not safe for the eyes.
Well, you know what though? I think it's only because of the alcohol.
You haven't had any alcohol.
Okay. No, I meant the alcohol in this.
I get it.
Okay, no, but chemical bug spray says if you get it in your eyes or if you accidentally ingest any of it, like called poison control and all that. This stuff, it's gonna sting. Not good for you, but it's still natural.
And like I said, if there's any danger of doing weird things like this, like had I known, I might have used Everclear instead of isopropyl alcohol. But
yeah, don't get it in your eyes.
Don't get it in your eyes. You can put little warnings on the bottle if you need to. All right, so that is it. And I will see you guys tomorrow where I'm gonna make a nettle aid, and it's like a lemonade, only made of nettle. Okay, so I'll see you tomorrow. Health and joy.
Bye.